A Huntsville man fighting City Hall to stand up for the way of life he believes in.
Give people the most liberty and personal freedom that you can afford to give them without infringing on other people's rights.
Now, one local Huntsville man joined the military to fight for our rights, but now he says his own rights are being threatened. The city filed a lawsuit calling his self-sufficient lifestyle unsafe. So it says he's not hurting anyone and deserves to live on the land he owns.
Many would call it the American dream, only owning 2 acres of land and living completely independently off of that land. The city says that's a violation of city ordinance, and officials are threatening to arrest Tyler Truitt and his girlfriend Soraya Hamar. The couple says they'd rather be arrested than leave their land.
So we live out here 100% off the grid, self-sustaining. I've basically made all my own utilities. I got my solar panels, I've got my rainwater collection system and stuff.
Except the support of the city.
They said that our house is a trailer, which they say is not allowed within city limits.
City officials also took issue with Truitt's off-the-grid lifestyle.
And of course they came, they condemned our house, and they told us that if we stayed here we were going to be arrested for trespassing on our own property. The reason why was they said that it was unsafe living conditions because we don't have city utilities hooked up.
He just wants the freedoms he swore he'd protect.
I took an oath that I would support and defend the Constitution and the freedoms that entails, and I feel like those are really being trampled upon. I'll still come back the next day and the next day because it's my home and because I live here. So, where else am I supposed to go, really?
You've got your right. The right to life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. As long as that pursuit of happiness doesn't include modifying your home that you purchased in any way, shape, or form, or deviating from the fact that you need utilities offered to you by the state. Personally, I don't recall that ever being in the home buyer's guide class I had to take here in Washington. Looking at this video, I can kind of see a certain perspective. This gentleman, especially given his immaculate home, probably didn't get the right permits. Probably doesn't have the right manufacturer labels. Also notice that his tank is above ground, and technically some states look down on that. So I do understand that there's probably some actual aspects of this that could be an issue. But what happened to the days where you could buy some property, build your own home, decide you didn't want electricity, you can just do candlelight, make it all romantic like. Build your own water system, or not even have a water system and do jugs of water. Not that kind. After all, it is your money. After all, you are paying taxes on it. After all, you get to pay for every godforsaken thing that your kids wreck on. Anyway, I deviate. We're in Spokane, Washington. We have one and only one source of water and one and only one source of electricity. We have to use that company. It's a monopoly here. So it does make sense to me that this guy is being reprimanded, told that he's going to be fined, kicked out of his home, imprisoned, all for not, essentially, using the utility. Yeah, well, initially we came there because all these permits, but he's not paying utilities. We should have the right as people. If you want to collect rainwater, probably don't want to drink that, but hey, he should have the right, and he should have the right to put in solar panels if he wants. We are making the payments, not you. We are paying the taxes, not you. We're paying the escrow charges, not you. And don't you love the fact that we're being pushed to go solar? We're being pushed to help abolish global warming by the government. Yet when this guy does it, uses solar panels, he then gets fined for it. It's also funny how we have an enormous amount of homeless people. It's amazing that the government and the state, they don't say anything to these guys living homeless, without utilities, clothes, any of this. No big deal. We're not going to bug them. We're not going to help them. Whatever. This guy, he lives off the property, doesn't have anything to do with the city unless he's probably buying groceries or whatever. And that's a huge deal. He doesn't pay utilities. It's anarchy. Why? Because you can charge him and not the homeless? Also amazing when you think about it. So he served, stationed in places like Seoul, Korea, Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran. So they can send you out in 117 plus degree weather inside a tent with no air conditioning, barely any rations, and that's perfectly fine. But the minute you try and do that here in the States, live off the land, all of a sudden, it's a crime. Let's also think about this. I mean, what does the gentleman have to do? Sit here and claim some kind of weird religion in order for you to respect his right to live off his own property? Okay, so all of a sudden you become Amish and it's not a big deal. What happened to the land of the free? What happened to being able to buy your property, do whatever you want on that property because it's yours, and living a happy life? If you're part of our Inner Circle members, remember we're giving away this month free copies of You Are a Badass. Great book, did a lot for me. Well, if you're not, go to the website, click on full videos and Inner Circle. All of those that are part of our patrons, they're getting free copies this month. As always, appreciate you and I appreciate you watching.